Hi, let's start talking worker. This is a brief tutorial on how to use the project record journal where you're keeping statistics as well as a public copy of your schedule. There are several tabs at the bottom of your worksheet and we'll walk through those briefly. Remember, once you get this from Let's Start Talking or download it from the website, to save your own copy on your machine, just call it your name, your team name, /stats, and you'll send this weekly to your team developer. It's also something that you can send to Let's Start Talking at the end of your project, so we've got a copy of your work there as well. This tool is something that will help you during your project. It helps you keep track of your readers, whether they're coming and how often they're coming and those sorts of things. It does help you get a numerical snapshot of the work that you're doing on site. This will help you during your reporting time after the project. It also helps Let's Start Talking as we report about all of the work and also as we evaluate that site for future projects. And then too, this can serve as a master calendar for your team. So let's walk through this together then. You've got this instruction page here and you can read through that. Do want to point out this important definition here of new reader, that for purposes of statistics and this tool, a reader is new when they come to you for the first time. Even if they've read with prior Let's Start Talking teams, when they come to you for the first time, they are a new reader. This is one of the ways that we're getting a hold on the total number of readers your team works with. We're doing that by counting new readers, and any reader is new when they come to your team for the first time, even if they've read with prior LST teams. This Start tab lets you personalize the worksheet. So let's go ahead and fill some of that out. Let's say that we're THCC 8, that we're going on a 4-week project, and the workers on this project are Craig, Leslie, Joshua, Matthew, and Andrew. It wants to know the date of the Sunday immediately before you start reading sessions. This is one way it's going to personalize itself for you, and helps you quite a bit. So let's say that we're going in March. I've already filled this out, March project, and so this is the Sunday prior to when we start reading session. The last thing on this page is a place to enter in the names of readers. Now you only need to use this if you're going to use the calendar function. So I want to come back to this because let's talk about statistics first. Reader Information tab, this is a page we want you to leave with your host, with your mission host, as you leave. You will still turn in your reader information pages that you keep by hand individually, but this is a place for your whole team to record the name of each reader, their preferred name, their gender, their contact information, how they heard about LST, when they started reading with LST, even if it was not with your team, and then who on your team did that reader work with, and then last but most importantly, a short summary of the lessons you covered and where they're at spiritually and anything else you found out about that reader. So again, this page is something you want to leave with your host as you finish your project. Send it to them electronically, and every team member fills this out, so all your readers for the whole project are on here. Okay, this summary page is a place where you're going to see totals of statistics. So I've already got a few numbers filled out here, but if all these were empty, let me just show you what it's looking like. So, and we'll get rid of these numbers as well. So you've got an empty slate here. It's already personalized itself for you, the name of your team. It's got the 4 weeks that you said you're traveling. If you change the number of weeks, it'll change these numbers of columns and these number of columns. It's already inserted the date for you, fixed on that date you gave it, the Sunday prior before your first reading session. So very simply then, the only place you have to worry about is the white space in here. Any place there's blue you don't have to touch, but the white space is where you are entering information in here. So let's say it was the first day of the project and I had 5 new readers come in. So 5 readers come in to work with me for the first time. We read for 5 hours. I didn't have any no-shows, no drops. Leslie had 7 come in 7 hours. She had 1 no show. So let's say that was 6 hours, and then no drops. So each day, each worker is just entering those in. You can see then that as you go along in the project, and so if you follow this column down, on week 1 you've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's all week 1 in that column there. But you can see then as you go across to week 2 that typically you would have fewer and fewer new readers, though your hours with readers would continue to stay the same or to grow. So let's say I had a couple new readers come in. That gives me a total of 7 readers I'm working with, because I've got 2 new here and 5 new there. So I met with 7 hours that day. I had no shows and no drops. And let's say Leslie had 3 new readers come in, and so that meant she probably could have had as many as 10 hours that day, but probably she met with about 5 of those readers, no shows, no drops. So in the summary part up here, you can see it's totaling up the new readers that we have, and per week, how many per week, which is helpful for you to just track. And then it keeps a running total of all the readers that you've got. So these should match up. Total new readers and total readers that you got should be matching up. Total no shows and the drops, and the total hours, which is nice too, and per week, and then total over here. It makes it easy for you to report during the project, to kind of gauge how each other are doing with their numbers. See, again, down here you've got total numbers down here per, that you can see and kind of gauge how people are doing and how the project is moving along. But very simply, at the end of each day, each worker is just entering in the proper information here. Or you could be at your morning devotional each day, and one of you just stops in 5 minutes, says, okay, Craig, tell me about yesterday. How many new readers did you have? How many total hours did you have? Do you have any no-shows or any drops? Very easy to do, very quick to enter that information, and then it's doing all the calculating for you. You do have a party tab here for you to enter information. So let's say it was that first week and we had 7 readers come, and they brought a couple of friends. We had 10 church members, and then the 5 of us at our team. So 24 people at that party, and it transfers it over here to this area for the parties, and it's going to keep a total for you there as well. So as far as keeping statistics, that's all that you have to do. Once you fill out this first part here, you don't have to touch it again. This reader info pages info sheet really is something you're going to fill out towards the end of the project. And then the summary is what you're going to use every day. So this is the place you'll come to every day. You'll push your team to every day just to fill in these 4 spaces for each worker each day, and then for the party. So pretty simple for the statistics. Now there's a calendar function here that some teams really like to use. It gives them a way to have a public view of what they're doing. It makes it easy to see who's open when, and when there are big gaps in your schedule. So it is pretty helpful tool again, but it does not keep stats, and we just want to make sure you know that. You can't make any mistakes here at all, and it's not going to affect your stats if you make a mistake here, or if you enter something incorrectly. Now, so it's filled in the name of the workers on my team. It's done that for me already. And then if I've got a reader at 11 on that day, it gives me a drop-down box. Now you notice there are no reader names there, and that's because it's pulling that from over here at this Start tab. So if I want to use the calendar function, all I have to do is enter in we just enter all the readers in here for the whole team. And you don't have to assign them to a worker. You don't have to spell their name correctly. If you've got 2 Roses, you can have a Rosa A and a Rosa B. This is all just for internal reference for you guys. Okay, so you could keep filling that out, but you notice now when I come back over here and I click on this, then there they are, and I can just pick it and it's filled it in for me. Okay, and it is doing a little totaling over here for you to see how many people you're meeting with each day, but it's not plugging those into the statistics. So your team may want to use this calendar function as a way of keeping a public record of what you're doing, and you've got one tab for each week that you're out then. Okay? But just remember, this is not connected to the statistics part, and you can't really mess it up at all. Okay, well, that's how to use the project record journal. We hope you'll send a copy to your team developer each week of your project. And then let's start talking wants a copy as well at the end of your project. When you find ways of making this work better or you wish it did something different, tell us, because we're always trying to improve these tools. And we hope it does help you have an even better project. We're so thankful to be part of what God's doing through you and your team, and we'll talk to you soon.